Okay, welcome to your class for today. You're welcome. So this video is going to take you how to get your hosting. So the previous video we take class on how to get your domain, the website you use, domain scouting. These are all we treated in our last class. So if you have not watched the last class, do well to go through it again. We learned about domain scouting, the website you use to get your domain. We talk about TrueHost, we talk about GoDaddy, we talk about Host Now, and so on and so forth. So today is the route is kind of the same. So if you have not watched the previous class, please go and watch it again very well. So domain and hosting, this is the hosting part. Now hosting is getting an online space. Remember in the last class we talked about how that domain is your unique name. We talk about the extension. Now that is what everybody is saying, domain, but hosting is your online space for your web files, like your space. Now if I go and search Google now, no website online that is not hosted, it has to be hosted. That is what gives your web visibility. Explaining it for you to understand now. Even though you get your domain, you can't do nothing without hosting. So hosting is the online space you buy for your website, for your web files, for your websites. That determines the amount of files you can put online. It determines the amount of website you can design. Hosting is just for your domain. Simple definition. So hosting is getting an online space. So like I said in the previous class, that you can use any website to get your hosting. You can use Hostbig, just the same platform you get your domain from. There you can also get your platform. You can also get your hosting from there. So let's check. The other time we agreed that one of the most cheapest platform to get hosting or domain is TrueHost. So let's go to TrueHost. You can always check other platform. You can also always do that. So let's change this as we did before to Nigeria. So I remove this cloud as well. Then this is the place I'm looking for. So we want to get hosting. So how to get the hosting? You go to the platform. You can, okay, let's check TrueHost too. Let's check Hostbig. Let's check Hostbig. Okay, so because we want to do hosting scouting, we did it for domain. We did domain scouting, that we define it as the process of checking for the cheapest domain. So same definition. Hosting scouting is when you are checking for the cheapest hosting, the cheapest, because that's what benefits you. Why will you have a place you can get something for 3,000 and you will be opting for a place you can get it for 5,000. So this is one of the benefits of this class. This is one of the secrets of web designer that we are reaching out to you, because if you are restricted to a particular platform, you will not be able to explore which one is cheap and which one is not cheap. So we are going to be doing our scouting for three platforms. So we are going to be using TrueHost, we are going to be using Hostbig, and we are going to be checking Host Now. So let's go back to TrueHost now. I'm on my tab, so I go to TrueHost. So I click on this. Let's do it one by one. So I click on this hosting. I drop it down. So there are many hosting here, but because I want to get, I'm a website designer, so there is domain name. There are many hosting, so I can click on WordPress hosting because I'm a WordPress designer and that's what I want to build. But you can click on many hosting actually based on what you want to build. So while that is loading, let's go to Hostbig. We are doing hosting scouting. So I click on this drop down. So this one has option, it's bring web hosting and WordPress hosting. So I can click on web hosting here. It's still the same because they all bring same functionality. Do you understand? So let's go to Host Now. So I click on hosting. So I see shared cPanel hosting, cloud hosting, reseller hosting. Let me go to website. Let me go back to hosting and just click on cloud hosting. So shared cPanel hosting, sorry. So that is that on that. So let's go back to WordPress. We are trying to do domain scouting. So let's now take the step of how to get the hosting. So like I said, hosting is an online space. This one is not carrying a name. It's just like probably want to go and get a cup of rice based on what you want to buy, your capacity, and what you need. So that is just it. The amount of hosting you are getting determines the functionality and the advantage and the benefit you'll be getting under it. So it is an online, let me say, you can liken hosting to the memory card of your phone. It's an online space because the hosting you get determines your storage. It determines what you can put on your website. It determines the amount of files. It determines the amount of visibility, the amount of duration that your website will be used to be visible online. That is what this hosting is. Hosting, hosting your domain, giving host to your domain, giving it visibility online. So now we are on Truehost. Now see this now. This is Truehost Sliver hosting. This is 99 naira. And look at all the things under are what you are going to enjoy. So you're going to have free.com.ng domain for 1 year. Now this is per month. We get, when you are getting domain is per year, but hosting is mostly per month. So you accumulate and plus the amount of months you want to pay for yourself, for your clients, and like that. So now this particular one, it has 30 gigabytes SSD disk space. It has 30 gigabytes SSD. That's the amount of things, the amount of files you can always put into your website. So now it has free SSL certificate. Now, what is the meaning of SSL? SSL means secure socket layer. You can say is your web page security. Now, almost all websites have SSL security. Your website must have SSL security. So when you are buying, check for SSL. So now this particular package of hosting come with free SSL certificates. This is what secure your website. So it has unlimited email account. It has unlimited bandwidth transfer. What is bandwidth transfer? Bandwidth is the number of people that can visit a website at a time. So Truehost is saying if you should get this particular package, unlimited number of people can visit your website at a time. Now this has that is on this. Now you can host up to 3 domains. Now we are going there. That means that in addition to the domain you have as the main domain, you can still add up to 3. Wow, that's a beautiful offer. So you have unlimited FTP accounts, unlimited database. Database is where you store your data. Your data, probably when they want to log in to your website, where their login details are adding to. That's what they call data. There are many things. You see some website, they will ask you to fill certain forms. So those databases can be SQL, stuff like that. Unlimited database. So you have your own cPanel, shared IP address. So these are the package. These are the benefits of this package, like that and like that. See this one now. This one is what 360 naira per month. So it has 1 gigabyte SD disk space. Can see now this 30 now this and this are the same. Now you can see this one is 30 gigabytes. This one is 1 gigabyte. So always check firstly for SSL certificates. One, very important because of the security of your website, and always check for the SSL certificate, very important because of the security of your website. Check for SSL certificates, check for disk space. These two are very important. Another thing that is important again is when you have opportunity to have more than hosting up to 3 domains, it will help you when you're having many clients that probably they don't want to pay you much, so you have to put them under a main domain. It does not matter because the domain can be changed since it can host up to 3 domains, so you can always put their name there. So let's check for other ones. So you can see this one now. This one is 15,000 naira. Okay, this one is not really for website, but let's check this now. This one is 2,000 naira per month. So you have free.com.ng domain per month, 50 gigabytes. You can see that one of 900 is 30. You can see 50 gigabytes. This is free SSL certificate. You have unlimited email account. You have unlimited bandwidth transfer. I divide bandwidth the other time. I said it is the number of people that can be able to visit your website at a time. You now see this very beautiful offer. You can host up to 30 domains under that hosting. So I am very sure this time you should have understand what hosting means. Like I defined earlier, hosting is your own online space. Is what any website, even though you get the domain, you can do nothing without hosting. it will not be visible. Even if they search it, there's no visibility for it, and you will not be able to bring up files into it. Is it pictures, is it videos, anything you want to put in that website, it will not be possible without hosting. You can start working, you can start giving your website, you can start, you know, putting pictures, do all those kind of things when there is hosting. So that's why we are majoring on the space, the disk space, because let's assume now you have 30 clients, like this one is saying hosting up to 30 domain with different names. So because under this domain, under this hosting now, you can host up to 30 domain. I mean, let me say you have adiola.com, this one's.com, this one.this, like that. So each client might be having much things you want to give to them. So now this has 50 gigabytes, so you can portion it like, okay, so for so clients, I will not use beyond 20. For so work, I will not use beyond 15 gigabytes. Now this does not mean that we always join clients together under a hosting or under a domain. No, it is just, I'm saying this is a comprehensive class. I want you to have in-depth details to all these things. There are certain clients that you have to get their own domain and hosting for them separately. They don't want to match together to any other person. But there are some that they might not pay you well, or they might not pay you the complete money. So what we do to solve that is that, since I have a domain that can host up to 30 domain, and that client is refusing to pay the money for their own personal domain and hosting, I will just join them with this domain. Now, one thing that is beautiful about this is that a client that pay enough, that has their own personal domain and hosting, you can give them the login details, but because they actually paid for it. But someone that you are matching up with several others, you can't, because there are many things that will be seen on that dashboard. So actually, it's not all clients that ask for domains, their login details. Is not all. So this is true host for you. This is their hosting package. Now you can see the one of 9,000 naira per month. You have 90 gigabytes free SSL certificate. Now let's check how many domains can I hold. Okay, they didn't put it. Okay, you can see now you can host unlimited domain. So that is that on that. That is that on that. So when you want to get it, you just click on select. The prompting are so easy. When you click on select, it takes you to the next thing, and you shop just like the way it's bring it. So when you want to get it, it will ask you to choose a domain. So you can, I'll not get this domain. So even if I choose it, it might not. So let me try to register, use a domain. Okay, let's try to do that. So I'm trying to put my name now, because that's why domain come before hosting. Did you see that? So when you click on select, they will ask you to put your domain. So after putting your domain, this is what I want to buy through host go setting. I click on the 3,000 naira, so I continue. So I put in my domain, my registered domain, the domain you've already buy. Then it's like I'm buying it for this. Then I go just like what you did during when you were getting your domain. You click on continue, then you click on checkout now. Then that's it. You fill out the form, then you add this, complete your order, and that's that on getting your hosting. Make sure you have your domain before getting your host. Now let's check for, we had Hostpeak, just our domain scouting. You can just, now this is 1,000 naira for Hostpeak. You don't have the one of 991. You can only host one website, and it's just 2 gigabyte storage, 16 gigabyte bandwidth. I define all this: unlimited email account, unlimited subdomain. Subdomain is those domains that are under your main domain. It does not, whenever you get hosting for your main domain, any subdomain coming on that will have hosting, and you can continue designing website. So now that you are still learning, you can always get any hosting that is very cheap for you to start learning. So I hope you understand how to get your hosting now. So even if you want to get same thing from speak, you click on order now and you follow the prompting. So thank you so much. If you have any question, you can always get back to our team and we'll be so glad to attend to you. Thank you.